FPL GW28 team selection. What is up everyone, how's it going? FPL Era here and welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel. We're finally back with the FPL content after quite a long break. So in today's video I'm going to show you my transfer plans and team selection ahead of the GW28 deadline. And we're also going to focus on blank GW29 and what my transfer plans are in order to field 11 players for the blank game week. A certain Erling Haaland might be making his way back into the team also. We've lots to discuss. Let's get into the video. So before we get into today's video, quick reminder as always to give the video a like. Let's hit the like goal of 70 likes on this video. So head on down there, drop the video a like, and if you are watching this and you're not subscribed, head on down there, click subscribe on the channel. We're trying to get close to 10k subs before the end of the season. So if you haven't done so already, 70% of my viewers aren't actually subscribed to the channel. So if you're one of those, head on down there, click subscribe and support the channel. If you are watching in HD also, don't worry, Vardiol isn't actually on your screen. I managed to pick up a new camera over the break. I think the last straw was the fact when I was filming my GW27 team selection video, I was purple throughout that video. Don't know what was wrong with the camera, but it was time to get a new one. So do let us know in the comments if the picture is any better on screen here. So let's take a quick look back to GW27, 48 points the week, not much to shout about in those midweek games. The main dilemma all week was whether the captain Mo Salah or Cole Palmer. I went for Palmer at home to Southampton. 4 goals for Chelsea, not a single return for Palmer, which is very disappointing, and that meant I couldn't even bring myself to watch that Liverpool against Newcastle game on Wednesday evening. Thankfully, Salah only managed 1 return, a 3 points difference between Salah and Palmer. I can definitely live with that. Going through the rest of the team then, there was returns from Kluivert, the new signing Bowen, Trent Alexander-Arnold and Gabriel to bring us a total score of 48 points. Unfortunately, we got a second red arrow in a row and we've now dropped from 55k to 77k overall. We just need to make sure we get a green arrow in GW28. So looking ahead to GW28, we're going to rewind back to the FA Cup games last weekend, and between suspensions and injuries, my God, the games were unkind to FPL managers. We're going to start off with Cunha, who was sent off with a straight red card when he lashed out at Kirkes in the tie against Bournemouth, and he's now suspended for 3 games, potentially 4. He has been charged by the FA, and he has until the 10th of March to respond to these charges, but for now, it's 3-game suspension and suspended for Everton, Southampton and West Ham, which is very annoying as he easily could have returned well in these games, and more frustratingly, Wolves playing blank GW29, so it's going to cost me an extra transfer to get him out of the team and get a player in who does play in GW29. Similar to Cunha, Anthony Gordon received a straight red card when he lashed out at Van Heck in Newcastle's tie against Brighton, so he's going to be suspended for the next couple of games, but more importantly, he's going to miss the Carabao Cup final against Liverpool. So if you have Gordon in your team, you're probably going to take him out ahead of the blank GW29, but if you have him in your team now, you definitely have to get rid of him this week. Lewis Hall was also confirmed to be out for the rest of the season after he sustained an injury to the bone in his foot in that game against Brighton. And then looking at Mateta, he was kung fu kicked by the Millwall goalkeeper in the FA Cup tie, so he's going to be out for the next couple of weeks. Crystal Palace have confirmed they're expecting to be back for game week 30, but if you have him in your team, it's probably time to get rid. That's 4 very popular players in the game are all out for game week 28. With my own team, I'm very lucky that I only have Cunha out of these 4 players, and I will be getting rid of him this week. So when looking at my transfer plans ahead of the GW28 deadline, I also have to keep blank GW29 in mind when making my moves in order to try and field 11 players for that blank game week. Obviously no games for Liverpool, Newcastle, Crystal Palace or Aston Villa, with Liverpool and Newcastle playing each other in the Carabao Cup final. So here's how the team is currently shaping up ahead of game week 29. We currently have 9 starting players, which means we're not in too bad a shape. Obviously I am counting Dibbling as one of those 9 starting players. He has been coming off the bench of the last couple of weeks, but Southampton up against Wolves, you'd surely expect Dibbling to start that game in order for Southampton to try and get 3 points against their relegation candidates. 2 free transfers in the lead up to blank game 29 should get me 11 playing players, but looking through my starting 11 here, I'm not that confident of a green arrow in that blank game week. There's no real captaincy option throughout my starting 9, I was going to say 11, but looking at there, I could go towards Chris Wood away to Ipswich, maybe Palmer away to Arsenal, but in the form he's in, probably not. Maybe a -4 is on the cards to get Erling Haaland back into the team. So look at my transfer plans ahead of the GW28 deadline. With that suspension to Cunha, he's going to have to leave the team. As I said, very frustrating with the fact he's going to miss out on those games against Everton, Southampton and West Ham. Looking at my prime target to bring in, it's probably going to be Vissa of Brentford. 2 goals in his last 2 games, which means he's very much in form as of late. He is up against Aston Villa at home in GW28, followed by him playing in blank GW29 away to Bournemouth. So the fact he is playing in blank GW29 is a big plus. However, he does have some difficult fixtures from game week 30 onwards, but I am considering using my wildcard in game week 30 or game week 31, so I can always take him out of the team then. I have considered Strand Larson of Wolves also, with the fact Wolves have some very favourable fixtures. He has been out of the team because of Cunha, but I do expect Strand Larsen to go back into the team. He's a major differential at 1.2% ownership in the game, but just with the fact I don't have a Buemo in the team, that's why I'm looking towards bringing Vissa in to get some Brentford cover on the attacking front. Following off my transfer plans in Game Week 28 and then looking ahead to blank Game Week 29, if I do want to field 11 players and if I do want to bring Erling Haaland back into the team, it will cost me -4, and I will be looking at taking out Trent Alexander-Arnold and Alexander Isak in order to fund Haaland getting back into the team. If I do want to bring Haaland back in, it just gives me that stronger option for a captaincy pick. He is up against Brighton at home in Game Week 29, but then in the midweek games in Game Week 30, he's up against Leicester at home, so that's two massive captaincy options. I could go with Haaland if I do bring him in. And then looking at City's fixtures for the rest of the season, Man City have a very strong run in to the end of the season, so I do want Haaland back into the team for those games where I do think himself and City will finish strong. Looking at my other options then, when I do get Haaland in for Isak, I've only got 4.2 million left in the bank, so then I'm probably going to be looking towards Castagna. He's probably the best of a bad bunch around that 4.2 million mark. I know Tete is looking at closely to return for Fulham, but it will get the Game Week 29 game out of Castagna. Then if I do wildcard in Game Week 30 or Game Week 31, I can always take Castagna out of the team and look towards another defender. So look at my team for the weekend's games. Starting off on goals, we've got Jordan Pickford away to Wolves in the 8 PM kickoff on Saturday. A late game on Saturday evening. No clean sheet for Everton in their last 4 games, which has been a disappointing return from the England #1. However, Wolves will be missing their talisman with that suspension for Cunha, so they might be lacking on the attacking front, which could see Pickford coming away with a nice return. Moving on to my back three, we're starting off with Trent Alexander-Arnold, and he did play 90 minutes in the Champions League tie against PSG during the week, so there is a small chance Slot could slot in Konsa at right back, but I am expecting Trent to start that Southampton game and get the job done and be subbed off around the 60th to 70th minute mark, so fingers crossed for a nice return from Trent in that game. On to Robinson then. He was benched in the Game Week 27 midweek games. Just I think Fulham are focusing on that Man United game in the FA Cup, so that's why he was rested. So I am expecting to come back into that starting 11. However, only 1 clean sheet in the last 10 games for Fulham, so I'm not expecting too much against an informed Brighton side. But there's always a chance Robinson can come away with an attacking return with 10 attacking returns all season. Gabriel completes my back three and he's up against Man United in Old Trafford this weekend. Arsenal have looked considerably better in the fence with 3 clean sheets in their last 5 games, so he's been good for the returns over the last couple of weeks. And Arsenal are just off the back of that thumping of PSV 7-1 in the Champions League. I hate to say it, but that game at Old Trafford is probably the perfect game for Gabriel to come away with a bullet header, so let's see how he gets on in that game. Moving on to my 4-man midfield, we have a captaincy dilemma this week between Salah and Palmer. Salah up against Southampton and Palmer up against Leicester. 2 games where they could easily do well. It's deja vu like it was back in Game Week 27. I'm currently on Salah for the armband as of now. We did play 85 minutes in the PSG game during the week. Palmer has had a full rest all week, so I could be tempted slightly to move it back to Palmer like I did in Game Week 27. There's also a slight chance Harvey Elliott could start again over Salah. I don't think he will. I do think Salah starts that Southampton game like Trent, and when he gets the job done, he'll be subbed off around the 60th to 70th minute mark. Is that enough? 60 to 70 minutes for a Salah haul? I think so, and that's why the armband is on him for now. Jared Bowen and Justin Cliver complete my 4-man midfield, and we'll start off with Bowen. With those few defensive injuries for Newcastle, there's every chance Bowen can come away with another return like he did last week when I brought him into the team. He's got 2 goals and an assist in his last 4 games, so he's very much in form and thriving in that attacking role for West Ham. It shows how good he is when he is keeping Evan Ferguson out of that West Ham starting 11. Justin Kluivert is just off the back of a double-digit return in Game Week 27, and he did get a slight rest in the FA Cup game last weekend against Wolves when he was named on the bench. However, he did come on after the 67-minute mark and had to play extra time, so he played around 60 minutes in that game, so he should be in good nick for the Spurs game at the weekend. Spurs are in good form, however, with 3 wins in their last 4 games, but I do expect Bournemouth to get on the score sheet, and fingers crossed it is Kluivert amongst the returns. Alexander Isak, Chris Wood and Vissa complete my starting 11, and starting off with Isak, there was some strong rumours during the week that Isak was going to be out for the West Ham game this weekend. However, he was spotted in training on Wednesday, so he should be fine for that game. It all lies on Eddie Howe and whether or not he will play Isak with that Carabao Cup final around the corner. If you have to ask me now, I do think Isak does start, because it is West Ham. It is a difficult fixture as well, especially with it being in London. So I do think, similar to Salah and Trent, he gets the game done and then he's subbed off early in that game. Looking at Wood and Vissa, they're both up against 2 leaky defences in Man City and Aston Villa, so I wouldn't be surprised to see the 2 strikers get some returns this weekend. Looking at my rank then, 77k overall. We're in a good position as of now with 2 red arrows in the last 2 games. We need to make sure I get a green arrow in Game Week 28, and I think it all depends on getting the right captaincy call. If you've made it to the end of this video, please give it a like, drop a comment below, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let's hit a like goal of 70 likes on this video, so head on down there, drop the video a like. If you are watching this and you're not subscribed, what are you at? Head on down there, click subscribe on the channel. We're trying to get close to 10k subs before the end of the season. So if you are still watching and you're not subscribed, head on down there, click subscribe and support the channel, and fingers crossed we can get close to that 10k milestone before the end of the season. I'll see you all on Saturday afternoon for a Game Week 28 deadline stream where I'll be locking in my captaincy pick, whether it's going to be Mo Salah or Cole Palmer, and locking in my Game Week 28 team. Thanks for watching, best of luck for the week, I'll see you in the next video.